it's Imogen. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review of a humidifier which has literally just arrived today, and I hope that it will be useful if you're considering buying this humidifier and are interested in hearing how I got on with it. So I bought the Elechomes ultrasonic humidifier with the code EC5501. It has warm and cold mist, and I specifically bought it to put in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet behind me to up the humidity in there. So as of today, when I'm filming this video, which is the 7th of November, it's available on UK Amazon for £69.99. I did buy it yesterday when it was on some sort of deal and it was £55.99. Obviously the prices may have changed in sort of the couple of weeks after I'm filming this that this video will go up, but I'm going to be reviewing it with that price in mind. So let's get on and unbox it. Okay, so this is the humidifier. On screen it probably just looks like a massive black box. So I'm now going to have a read of this instruction manual and find out what these things are that came in the package. I at least know that this is a little remote and a battery, but yeah, I'm going to find out how to set it up and then show you that. Okay, so I have taken the lid off, my camera wasn't recording, and put in, I think it's a litre of water in here, so I will go and put in some more now. Okay, so I think I've put about 5 and a bit litres in. This jug is about a litre and I think I've filled it up 5 times. So I did spill a bit, but I've just mopped that up with a towel. I expect it would be easier if I actually had taken this to a tap, but it is quite heavy, so I don't know, I guess it depends on how strong you are. So now I'm going to screw the cap back on. Screw the cap on all this tightly. Oh, I swear. Alright. And reattach the tank. Right. Okay, so I haven't opened this up today just to try and give an accurate reading of the humidity, but it is 72% at the moment, but it does drop really quickly when I open up the cabinet, which obviously I'll need to do to put the humidifier in. So, I hope it doesn't leak. Right. Okay. Right, there we go. That feels in. So then reattach this and then switch it on. Oh. Ooh. I can move it. Oh. Okay, that's the cold one. Okay, so I've got it on medium heat, I think now. And then humidity. Okay, let's keep it at 70. And see how that goes. Switch the lights back on. And I will check back with you and see how this has gone. Hey again! It's now been 2 weeks since I set up the humidifier in the footage that you've just seen, but I just wanted to wait a while before giving a proper review, so I had time to kind of see how I got on with it and finding the settings that I'm happy with before saying whether or not I'd recommend it. So in summary, I do really like this humidifier and think it was a good investment for my greenhouse cabinet. But whether or not it would work for other people, I guess depends on your space and what you're wanting from it. So I'll now be going in depth into the specific features and functions of this humidifier for you to make a decision on. So firstly, I have changed the placement of the humidifier a little. So it's now higher up on this little shelf rather than low down at the very bottom of the cabinet. I did this just because I felt like the steam wasn't properly reaching the top shelf, so wanted to bring the humidifier that little bit closer to the top of the cabinet. I think if I had properly sealed the cabinet, that probably wouldn't be an issue, but I know that the bottom part of my cabinet does have more gaps for the steam to escape, so that was why I moved it up a bit. Generally, I have my humidifier set to 75%, but there is a definite difference between what the humidifier says the humidity is and what my hygrometer says the humidity is. The hygrometer is about 10% higher than what the humidifier says, and although they are in different parts of the cabinet, so the hygrometer is on the top shelf usually, I don't think this fully explains the difference, so I think one or both of them are reading wrong. So I love data and do data analysis as part of my job, so obviously I had to create a chart of the humidity and temperature in the greenhouse, but using the hygrometer numbers, which, as I said before, I don't fully trust in absolute numbers, but I think it's fine for a comparison over time. So the orange line is humidity, and that's being measured on the left-hand y-axis, and temperature is the blue line, which is being measured on the right-hand y-axis. The black line in the middle of the chart is when I put the humidifier into the cabinet. So on the left of the chart, you can see how the humidity fluctuated a lot before I put the humidifier in, and the drops in humidity were in line with the increases in temperature. And the temperature increases are generally, I think, when the sun came out, because my greenhouse is directly opposite a big window and the sun shines in sort of late morning into the afternoon. So on the right hand side of the chart is the humidity and temperature after I'd put the humidifier in the cabinet. You can see there's less variation in the humidity, and it generally stays in the sort of 60 to 95% range. The one big drop you can see is when I opened up the cabinet to clean it and obviously left the doors open for a while and turned the humidifier off. But other than that, it looks a lot more stable. Obviously it still changes in line with temperature, but I think that this stability is much better for my plants. In terms of other features, the remote and the controls on the front of the humidifier are really intuitive and easy to work. I tend to keep the humidifier at about 75% humidity, and I can achieve that with just a few clicks of this remote, which I have put a little Monstera leaf sticker on. And I can also adjust if I want the steam to be warm or cold, and I change this depending on what the temperature is. So put it on a warmer steam if it's colder, and a cooler steam if it's already warm. I haven't had to refill the water tank yet, and I don't think I'll have to for a while because it hasn't used much of that 5 litres that I put in 2 weeks ago. When the tank was full, it was a little difficult to turn over and slot into place, and I imagine that a humidifier where you fill the tank from above would be easier in this regard, but as I've only got a small area for the humidifier to increase the humidity of, I don't really mind that for now. I also really like the way the humidifier looks, so it's really sleek and matches with the rest of the black fixtures and fittings in my cabinet, and the blue light display on the front is really easy to read, and you'll have seen it flashing along beside me in this video. It's also really quiet when it's running, so I work in this room during the day and rarely notice it going. I do occasionally hear a click when the steam initially starts coming out or stops coming out, but other than that I don't notice it at all. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video, and I might do a follow-up video in a few months if anything has changed on my opinion or if something goes wrong. But in the meantime, I'm really happy to answer any questions about this humidifier and talk about my experience with it, especially if you're considering buying this. Just leave a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!